This video is perfect for people who have been feeling less confident, less stable on their feet, particularly as they're getting up from changing positions, walking in low light conditions, getting up at nighttime to go to the bathroom, and feeling like they're stumbling or shuffling their feet as they walk. This is a very important video for people who suffer with dizziness or vertigo. If you have felt like the room is spinning or like your eyes can't focus and you're feeling unsteady on your feet, this video is perfect for you. So today I'm going to go over 2 exercises that are going to help stabilize your eyes, your gaze. And so a lot of people are shocked to hear that physical therapists do exercises for eyes. And the reality is that we do. We help to recondition and improve the actual muscles that move the eyes, but also the sensitivity of our vestibular system, or our vestibular organ. Your vestibular organ is a small, very small sized organ that lives or embeds into the skull that feeds into our inner ear. And so a lot of people will think that this is like an ear problem or a hearing problem. It's not a hearing problem, but it is an inner ear problem because that organ exists further down into the skull. And we have 2 of them. They work in concert with each other. In fact, when one is excited, the other is inhibited. So they work kind of together. And the body is very good at adapting to what is deemed excessive or is deemed inappropriate sensitivity or inappropriate sensation, because then we'll get a difference of change, which can feel like room spinning, or like we're on a boat kind of floating through the air, or even feel like if you've been at a stop sign before and the person next to you starts inching forward and you feel like you're going backwards, that's also a sense of vestibular input. So up to 30% of input or data can be different or changed from one to the other without our body even recognizing it. It's very good at making assumptions by itself without you being triggered or worried about it. Once we get beyond that, if one organ starts to decline more rapidly than the other, then we get more sensitivity, and we can get these triggers of dizziness or room spinning or unsteadiness, like we're on a boat and feel like we're on waves. So these exercises are going to be perfect to help you recalibrate and resensitize your vestibular organ, particularly when ones are suffering from one like right to left or left to right, so you don't have those dizzy episodes and feel more stable on your feet. The first exercise that we're going to do, Colton's going to put his hands out in front of him, shoulder height. Thumbs are up, and we're going to stack our thumbs so we have a single target, and they're right here at shoulder height. That's going to cause him to be able to flex his head just a little bit, so his eyes are going to be focused right here on his thumbs. And now he's going to shake his head, moving his nose to point at my fingers about 8 to 10 inches on either side of the target. His eyes stay focused on the thumbs. His nose points 8 to 10 inches to either side, and he's going to do this for 30 seconds. Now, the pace at which he moves his head is also really important. Some people want to set a metronome where it's 2 hertz, so it's a back and forth, it's a left to right, and back to left in 1 second. So it's 1, 2, back and forth. Keep that pace if you can. Now, if that's too fast, slow it down, that's okay. We want to build up to that. We can build and improve our tolerance to that pace. And then I want you to do this for 30 seconds to start. Now we're doing this standing. You can start doing it seated where you're more stable and safe, and that's totally fine. If you have shoulder issues, just stick a Post-it note on the wall about arm's length away and put it at about shoulder height, so you have to bring your gaze down just slightly. The next one, we're going to start very similarly. Arms at shoulder height, thumbs are stacked, and this time it's a bit of coordination. What this is going to require is maybe a little bit of help from a partner or somebody, because you're going to move your hands just outside his shoulder, and he's going to turn his head opposite, but his eyes stay focused on his thumbs or singular target. And so what it's going to look like is he's going to move hands side to side, just outside his shoulders, not any further, and his nose is going to turn opposite his hands. So they're working in coordination. So what this helps to do is improve your sensitivity anytime you see people walking in a crowded space or at a mall or even in traffic where things are crisscrossing in front of you and you feel like you're losing your balance. This is an excellent exercise to help you feel stable under these conditions. Again, set a timer, 30 seconds. You can do this sitting at first, and then we can progress to doing it standing in balanced postures. Be very helpful. 30 seconds at a time. Take a break if you need to. Again, we want it to be 2 hertz, or it's a back and forth every second. So it's there and back every second is hopefully the pace that we can get to, but feel free to take your time and build up tolerance slowly. That's totally appropriate.